This video is especially for the doctors, medical professionals, nurses who are helping us during this COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Prachi and I am a clinical psychologist and psychotherapist. And I have just received a very distressing message from one of my friends who herself is a doctor. She was talking about how she gets anxious, exhausted, working with patients all day. She's not in a COVID-19 ward, but yet she also fears that when she gets home, even though she takes all the precautions, she might pass on the infection to her kids or her family. I think, and I'm sure, that this is something that a lot of you are fighting with. So I just wanted to make this small video to talk about this phenomenon that is happening with you and try to see if I can help you with that. You as doctors, medical professionals, helping professionals are doubly susceptible to psychological issues right now because you are in the thick of things. You don't have the luxury to sit back and contemplate on how it is impacting you because you are on 24/7. This kind of a work makes you susceptible to something known as compassion fatigue. Compassion fatigue, in the simplest terms, is the cost of caring. It is the burnout that helping professionals specifically feel after having cared for patients for a very long time. It is felt by doctors, nurses, emergency responders, other allied medical health professionals, especially in a time of a pandemic like this, when you don't have time to breathe and you're constantly on your feet. You don't realize, but it hits you. Another thing that you may be suffering from is something called vicarious trauma. Vicarious trauma is trauma that affects you without you having gone through the traumatic incident yourself. All day you are looking at patients, you are dealing with patients who are anxious, scared, and they are probably making a lot of emotional demands on you as well besides treatment. Even though you may not be entertaining those demands, they will impact you psychologically, they will stay with you. So compassion fatigue and vicarious trauma are two things that you are at risk for right now, and I would like you to be careful about it. How will you recognize compassion fatigue or vicarious trauma? One of the signs of it is chronic physical and emotional exhaustion. You feel exhausted all the time. Second factor is depersonalization. Sometimes it might feel like you are walking through a dream, that this is not really happening to you. You feel disconnected from everything that is happening around you, and everything seems to move in sort of a slow motion. Easy irritability. You may start to doubt yourself. You might have difficulty sleeping, headaches, nightmares. Even when you do get a few hours of sleep, you are not able to sleep because you are constantly plagued by the images of your patients or the wards that you do your rounds in, or the general state of things. These are few signs that you need to watch out for. If it is happening to you, then you are probably already a victim of compassion fatigue. But there's nothing to be afraid of. You can overcome this. Even though it requires a little bit of a longer intervention, I'm going to try and give you a few tips here that will help you to control this until you have the time to get better help for this. And I do recommend that you do. First thing, learn to shut the door on your work. A lot of you are able to go home at the end of the day. When you go home, do not take your work with you, even in your mind. Your family is also the entire day probably following updates of the pandemic, and you are in the middle of it. When you go home, just make it a rule to not talk about any of this and spend time with your family. Recognize all the little joys that might have happened during the day, what your kids have done, what your wife has done, or your husband has done, and make sure that you bring back a semblance of a normal life at the end of every day. The second point you need to remember is to not get emotionally attached to your patients. Right now, everybody is looking for reassurance, and probably your patients are too. But it is not your job to provide reassurance to everyone, otherwise your emotional cup is going to run out. You don't want that to happen. Save your emotional responses for your family. Do not get emotionally attached to your patients. Third thing, don't doubt your preparedness. I know my friend is really anxious that she will pass on the infection to someone else, but I also know at the same time, and I see it, that she is taking all the precautions that can be taken, that are practically possible to be taken to fight this infection. So you are doing all you can and you will be safe. worst case scenario, even if something happens, you are very well equipped to take care of it. You are there in the middle of it. You know how many people are recovering. You will be able to handle this. If it comes, you will be able to handle it. So do not be scared. If you are not able to go home, I understand how difficult that is. But please make sure that you spend at least an hour every day with your family on the phone, talking or on a video call, and talk about things, anything other than the pandemic. That is very, very important. A good human connection is extremely important. And probably at your workplace, if you're living there, eating there, those people, those patients, your colleagues have become your entire world. You don't want to succumb to that. Make sure that you maintain contact with the outside world using all means possible. And finally, one important point I would like to make is, and this came to me because I read this news yesterday, that landlords in Delhi are asking doctors to evacuate their houses because they're afraid. This may also be happening to you in your wards. Patients may be complaining to you because they think they are not getting the level of care that they deserve, even though you're doing your best. Remember, somebody else's reactions, somebody else's understanding of what you're doing, or the value of your work is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is only to do what you can and do it best. How somebody receives it is really not your responsibility, so don't let it come on to you. Don't let it become your personal responsibility. This is the single most important factor to remember if you want to save yourself from vicarious trauma and compassion fatigue. Keep the boundary between yourself and your patients very, very clear. Don't let it fuse. Don't let it become diffused. That's all I have to say for now. I hope this video will help you. If you think that I can help you with anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I help a lot of helping professionals with compassion fatigue, and I would be very, very happy to help you at this time. And you can reach me online through my Instagram or my Facebook. Don't hesitate. I'm right here. All the best and be safe.